following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Hey, Friday.
Hey.
Real football next week. A real normal schedule next week. Finally, we can all be here at the same time on the same show like we're supposed to be. We still don't know the exact time yet, but we're once we figure it out, we will be normal. Nate's running a little bit late. They got him filming special edition. If you didn't tune into the pregame show last night and the broadcast, did you get to watch any of the broadcast? You were at the game, so you probably didn't see it.
I'm doing the pregame show. I do the pregame show for the Cowboys.
That's right. On the Fan, right?
On the Fan, 105.3.
105.3,
which we are the home of the Cowboys as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you do the postgame show for us.
I do the postgame show as well.
So Jesse was manning that up on the radio, and then on the TV, man.
It was star-studded.
Dude, they had Emmett, they had Michael, they had Nate, they had Marcus Spears, they had Mickey. I mean,
I wouldn't put him in the mix with those guys.
You wouldn't?
No.
Oh, man.
I don't put Mickey and Bill Jones with those guys.
What about Cash, Lindsay?
Oh, I put her, like, my level of respect, I call her Mama Cash.
Mama Cash.
My level of respect and love for Mama Cash is through the roof. She's super talented to me,
She's so
man.
good.
Oh, man.
I don't know why she sticks around here.
I have no clue.
She should be like in L.A. or New York on a network.
Easy.
She's so
easy. Like,
she's so good.
To see her, how she bounces from, show to show and just handles it. Boom, I'm doing sideline stuff. Oh, I'm hosting this show with Mickey. Oh, don't worry, I'm hosting this show with so-and-so. Don't worry about it. I'm doing a commercial. Like the way that she maneuvers, I call her multi-laneable.
What?
Because you know how sometimes you got to tell people, hey, bro,
stay in your lane.
And there's some people who are multi-laneable. Like Mama Cash, multi-lane. It's 5 highway. She can bounce in and out of lanes. Some folks got to just stay strictly to that slow lane, maybe ride the second lane. Some people are just in the fast lane.
Yeah.
Mama Cash,
fast lane all the way across.
Multi-laneable.
Right.
She can switch it up on you.
So tell me before we get into the game, your typical game day. You get there, you're on the pregame show. Is that in the Plaza?
West Plaza.
Come
through, holla at me.
And then Jesse will tell him you listen to the show.
Yeah.
And then he'll dap it up with you.
I'm not
talk to you during breaks.
So here's what I want people to understand, because I'm not being rude. When you stick your hand out to shake my hand.
I just spilled water all over myself.
When you stick your hand out to shake my hand, I'm probably not going to stick my hand out to shake your hand. I'm going to give you a fist bump.
Because he's a germaphobe.
Because I'm a man. Think about this. I want you to take a moment. If there's men listening, if there's women listening, I hope that we have both listening. Think about how many times a day you adjust yourself.
I don't adjust myself.
You don't adjust yourself?
No.
You don't reach down there and like pull it from off your leg, readjust it. Like,
no.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Think about how many times you do this. You touch the nose, you itch the nose a little bit, you scratch the beard.
I do that, yeah.
This is a man in need of Tommy Johns, Shannon.
He doesn't wear them. That's why he has to adjust, because he doesn't wear drawers.
Even in underwear, you gotta readjust.
Not if they're good and they're supporting you well enough.
And I
gotta get you some Tommy Johns.
I don't want to shake I don't know what other people's hands have been.
That's the problem.
So, and then if I shake your hand, right, and then in the winter months, I let my beard grow out as well.
Uh-huh.
So how often do you do this?
Oh, all the time. You just have self-admiration.
Right. So now your hands, who've touched another man's hands, is around your mouth.
Yeah. You are such a germaphobe.
I'm just saying.
I'm not mad at you.
But I will fist bump you. I'll take pictures. Come holla at me.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
Yeah.
That's another thing Jesse will do. He'll go on a
I will
rant.
go on a tangent. Yes. You gotta bring me back in, man.
So
I'll
I will.
jump
Don't worry.
out there.
Don't worry. I have a feeling this year we're gonna see some fireworks between you and Nate. and I'm going to have to jump in and regulate.
Yeah.
Which I hope you do, because me and Kurt, we just kind of, we let Nate be Nate, and we don't challenge Nate a lot. I'm looking for you and Nate to go at it this year. It's going to be fun. That's going to be fun for me. I might just sit back and laugh and just let y'all go for the whole show.
Oh, it'll be some challenging.
I'm ready.
It'll be some challenging.
So game day, you get there, you do the pregame, and then during the game, where are you at?
I'm in the booth.
The booth.
The media booth.
Where's the booth? Upstairs? Oh,
Upstairs.
the press box?
The press box.
You go to the press box and watch. And then post-game, you come down,
Miller Lite Club.
10 minutes before the game's over? And sit in the Miller Lite Club, and which is right next to where Coach has his post-game press conference, which, by the way, if you're at the game and you get into the Miller Lite Club, you can go watch that.
Yes.
And then they usually bring 1 to 2 players out. It's usually Dak and anybody else that has a big game. And then you guys go straight into the post-game show, right?
Correct.
And then how many hours do you do post-game show?
During the season, 3.
Good grief.
Yo!
Hey, whoa! Nate, Jesse
up?
has a ball cap on. I have a untucked polo on, and Nate walks in a suit and tie. What's up, my man?
Talk about versatility.
Special edition, baby.
Special.
Yeah,
what I'm talking about. We were just talking about the star power on the pregame show and the broadcast. You and Emmett and Mike and Mickey.
I told him don't put Mickey in a group with y'all. Exactly. I said Mickey doesn't go in a group with those dudes.
Mickey is a part of the StarCast of fans. The fan.
We love Mickey.
Yeah, he's a podcast hero.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother.
We missed you the other day. I know you had some responsibilities.
Yeah.
Hey, I hope it went well for you.
Everything's going well.
Yeah. So we were just getting
Continue on, man.
No, we were just getting into what his game day looks like, because he hosts the pregame and
Yes, he
postgame on the
does.
Fan. So you come down after the press conferences are over. You have a 3-hour show during regular season.
So we actually start our show as soon as the game ends. Brad and whoever's in the booth, but Brad and Babe will be in the booth, and we hope to have him back soon. They talk for about 2 or 3 minutes. We commercial, and then we're on. So a lot of times we're talking. We have to break when Jason comes out for his post presser. And then Dak will usually come out, and then we jump right back into talking about the game.
Yeah, and it's you and Ari this year?
Ari Timken.
Yeah, I listen to you guys on the way home once I'm done. I enjoy y'all show, man.
Appreciate
I like listening
it, man.
to y'all.
Thank you.
All right, so we could go a bunch of different ways with this, but I want to get into these guys. The game's over last night. Now it's a waiting game.
Yes, it is.
3 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. The cuts come down. Nate's over there shaking like he was. So I want to go, because you guys have both been in this situation. Nate, you early in your career, later in your career, you didn't really have to worry about it. Same kind of with you early in your career for a few years.
Yeah.
Tell me, I want to get both of your perspectives. Mentally, like that's got to be like waiting on, some kind of test from the doctor where you're like, oh my God, what's going, like how mentally, how does that affect you for that day and a half, 2 days that you're waiting?
For me, I knew I was gone, Jesse. I knew I was gone. I mean, I was.
This is when you were with the Redskins,
Redskins.
right?
They just had been to a Super Bowl, and they were locked from the first 5 through the next 4. So they was locked. And then they had a guy out of Wisconsin that they liked it, and so they hit on the IR. So I knew I was gone. So I was just waiting on them to, get my last check and give them the playbook. So but what I admired about it is the coach, the offensive line coach. I can't call his name right now. He wanted me to make this team. Coach Gibbs personally called me in his office and said, "Man, you got talent. You can make this team." But I was so young, so wild, want to have fun. So it's just like it was like a party to me until that day came.
Yeah.
When they got their playbook and gave me my last check and shipped me on the Delta, and here I sit.
So you knew after the last game.
Yeah, but
did somebody tell you, or did you just have it kind of figured out?
I had it figured out because when you have a coach, an offensive line coach, trying to get you going.
Yeah.
They wanted me to make their squad. Coach Gibbs called me in a week or 2 before. Like, man, do you know who you are? Do you know your talent? Man, you can make this squad. That's what he was saying, but I was too wild. But I knew when that day came, I was like, oh, man, I done blew this. I knew I was gone.
Yeah.
For me, when I first came in the league, I was in Cincinnati. And, you start looking at the roster, right? And you're like, okay, here are their guys, right? Chad is not going anywhere.
Right.
TJ Houshmandzadeh is not going anywhere. And then you start seeing, all right, who's getting a majority of the reps? And like you, I was young. And you get into this position and, it's a party. and you don't really understand. I didn't know about special teams. I was like, special teams. I'm like, I return a punt to gunner, personal protector, wing. I'm not doing that. That's for the scrubs.
Right.
Like you always thought that, like in high school and college, like that's for the scrubs. I'm the star. I'm not doing any of that. So I never took that seriously. And I didn't know how much weight it actually held on you making a team or not. And when it started getting to the final cut, you start looking around, and I had no clue about numbers, right? If they're short at offensive line, but they're plentiful at the receiver, they'll probably cut those down and bring in offensive line.
That's right.
And so all of those things I had no knowledge of. I'm thinking, I'm just going to make the team because, they gave me a nice little bit of money and all that kind of good stuff. And when they cut me, I was shocked. Like,
so you thought you were making it?
I thought I was good.
Yeah.
I thought and I wasn't. I played some in the preseason. I thought the coach liked me, but it came down to it. He said two things. He said, one, you don't play any special teams. Like you're on special teams, but you didn't start. You weren't to start on any of the core. Not punt return. You just didn't take that seriously. And then it was like, but we can't just have you being the fifth receiver and you do nothing else.
Yeah.
And so it was like, well, we need more linebackers as well. So I got cut, and it was an eye-opening situation for me. And then when I came to Dallas after being out of football for 2 years, I was just looking to make the practice squad because I knew I was so rusty and I was so far behind. I said, if I can make the practice squad, for me. And let me just say this, for people who look at the practice squad as some sort of demotion, the practice squad in my time, and now you make $100,000. Like, that's good living. And you're one ankle twist, one something from them calling you up, and now you go from making $7,000 a week to $30,000 a week. So the practice squad is not something that you like, oh, you're just on the practice squad.
You take it for granted.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't. And then when I came to my second opportunity was the USFL. And once again, I'm still young and wild. And Coach Marty, he came to me and said, man, I called this team and I called that team. Because, I was making the team, but I'm still wild. He just told me, man, you got to grow up.
Yeah.
He said, the only reason the Redskins released you, man, because you was immature. He said, man, they had no problems with you, how you worked, how you competed, how you even played in the games, even though you were raw. They was ready to make room for you, but you won't grow up, because I'm there clowning late some of the times, not understanding,
Yep.
And so I made it with them. Then I came to the Cowboys. And I knew I was going to make that squad because that was a veteran squad. And we won $3 in a little trial deal. The whole league won $3.
Right, USFL.
Yeah, the USFL against the NFL. So teams were interested. And then the Cowboys, I flew. Mr. Gil Brandt came and saw me during the off season, and then during training camp they called me, and I'm like, okay, they'll just put me, on this protective thing where they'll sign me, but I won't be on the squad. And then I'll work out a whole year. Because back then you'll work out in their city, whatever, to get your apartment or hotel room. I said, I just work out. And then when the season get ready to crank up, the off season, I'll be a part of their rotation. This is what I'm thinking about the Cowboys. But they brought me in, worked me out, and then told me, hey, we're going to sign you for these 2 weeks to finish training camp.
Boom.
Hey, that's it, man.
Never left.
Never left.
Still can't.
Young lady I was supposed to marry, didn't even marry. Hey, baby, you take the house. Good. I signed it over to you. Hey, go to sign the bonus. I'm gone.
Wow.
It still can't get you out the building.
Still can't get me out the building.
And see, my learning process, I had to go to the CFL.
Yeah.
And that was an eye-opening experience. I mean, even to the point where the facilities, when you're in an NFL locker room and have NFL facilities, and like when you can walk to the cage and get a pair of cleats whenever you want or a pair of gloves, and then now you're in the CFL and it ain't the same, you ain't traveling the same.
Some colleges are better.
Right. And I was like, we were practicing on like some random field. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
I was in British Columbia, and I signed they made you sign a 2-year deal. and it was like for like $65,000 a year. And at the time, another receiver wanted more money, and so they came to me and said, "Will you take a pay cut this year, and we'll get you next year?" And I said, "I'm not the brightest brother in here, but I know how this works. I take a pay cut this year, and you kick me to the curb next year."
Right.
And we're in the height. This is 2008. We're at the height of the recession right then and there.
Right.
Gas in Canada was like $7 a gallon. Like, it was crazy. I luckily had a friend who was a CFL kind of star, Baron Miles. I got to stay in his basement.
Right.
Because I couldn't afford an apartment. And that experience was so bad. When I said, no, I'm not doing it. And they sent me home. But they put me on a bus and took me to this like tackle shop in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
It was crazy. Then I had to get on another bus and take a 2-hour drive. This is serious. I had to take a 2-hour drive from British Columbia, Canada to, I think, Seattle.
Wow.
I spent another 2 hours in like customs trying to get the whole bus through.
Right.
I was in the airport. I went from Seattle, Washington to Phoenix to Chicago until I finally got back to Durham, North Carolina. I spent 24 hours in the airport. And I said, this was the worst experience I've ever had in my life. And so when they told me, hey, if you want to make this team, you got to do kickoff, I said, line them up. I'm like, between that and doing security and working for a cell phone company, and it was like, all I have to do now is run through those guys down there and make a tackle.
You had to run through the whole of British Columbia to get out?
Yeah. I'm like nothing you can tell me to do on a football field would ever amount to the hurt, the pain that I had to go through being in Canada, being released from Canada, working security, working at a cell phone company. That's why I was like, where? Line them up. And I would tell guys in practice, hey, if you don't want me to go hard, I need $5,000 a play.
Right.
A play.
Right.
Because this is the money I'm going to need if they're going to cut me if I don't go hard.
Yep.
Right.
So if you want to fight, fine. If you want me to take this play off, I need 5 G's before practice for whatever plays you want me to take off or periods you want me to take off.
I asked the coach to put me on the sideline because I'm going.
I'm going to try to embarrass you.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so great. Well, there was a game last night. We got to see a lot of guys that we haven't seen a whole lot of. Some guy, man, I tell you what, that defense was flying around last night. When we come back, because we're going to do a short show today, I think we're going until like 12:15. Let's take a break. When we come back, both of you were there. I want to see if there's anybody that you think either played themselves on this team or played themselves off this team. When we come back on Hangin' with the Boys.
The new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not to?
Right above the subway!
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus.
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's Best Network. Come into an AT&T store and learn how to buy one smartphone and get a second one on us. Based on GWS 1 score, September 2018.
Now's a good time to tell you that SeatGeek is the new source of tickets for all your football needs this season. SeatGeek makes managing tickets easy, whether it's buying or transferring to a friend. They even tell you the best deals for every game based on their deal score technology, which rates every seat on historical data, price, and location. Download the SeatGeek app on your phone and take $20 off your first purchase using code DALLAS at checkout. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
Work the Cowboys way and channel the winning business tradition of the Dallas Cowboys and the Jones family at Formation. This dynamic workspace provides an elevated work experience on the Star's aspirational campus with exclusive membership options available to meet varying needs. Choose from open workspaces, dedicated desks, and private offices to leverage our home field advantage for your individual business success. Limited memberships are available now, so apply today at formationatthestar.com.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
Killing and hurting. Yeah.
We are back. I don't know where my live ring is.
There you go.
Here we go. This segment.
He's not representing
I'm
us.
having. This segment's brought to you by Tommy John. Go to TommyJohn.com/Cowboys for the most comfortable underwear on the planet. Earlier this morning, Mr. Jerry Jones was on 105.3 The Fan with Ben and Skin. And one guy that I think some people were wondering if he was going to make this team or not really showed up the last preseason game, the third preseason game. And Mr. Jones let us know if he's going to make this squad or not. Here we go.
And so a lot of people want to know, has Taco Charlton made this roster?
Well, yes. And he's frankly had a great camp. I've been told all my life, been operating with the premise that you don't ever dismiss a guy that's got the qualities that a player like Taco has. You don't ever pass judgment completely on those guys until they've at least had 3 years. Now, that seems like a lot of rope, a lot of leeway, but he does some things really well, and he's capable of doing other things really well, and it's that part, do the other things really well, that would make him the player we wanted to have when we drafted him with the number 1 pick.
So Taco apparently gets another year. So some people were wondering about that, but there you go. We don't have to wait till 3 o'clock tomorrow to figure that one out. So Donovan Wilson, another guy that I think.
Wait, hold on. You commented on this guy. You let us hear the great Mr. Jerry Jones, I didn't, but you didn't ask my man what he felt. He just started laughing, so I figured he had something to say.
I was going to see if you stopped me or not.
Sir?
Robert Quinn, Taco should be thanking him. Taco should be thanking him that he got suspended and that he broke his hand. Because Taco was going to be gone.
You felt that way.
Taco was going to be gone. The thing that helped Taco is that his money is guaranteed this year. His salary is guaranteed this year. But they were looking to replace him. And because of the suspension and because of the injury to Robert Quinn, it's given Taco an opportunity to have a little bit more life left in him because they were looking to move on from that pick.
So do you think he's safe all season, or when Quinn's back and 100%, maybe there's something that happens during the year? Or you think if he makes this, well, obviously he's made this roster, that he's good for the year?
That's an interesting question because 2 things can factor in. 3 things can factor in. 1, does he turn the corner? And Jerry's right. Sometimes it takes guys a little bit longer to turn the corner. And if he can build off that momentum from preseason game 3, now we all know what Houston was offensive line-wise.
That's right.
But nonetheless, you still can use that as a confidence builder. Can he grow and capitalize off that? Does Randy Gregory ever get reinstated? If that happens, now you're talking about
an overload at one position.
So someone has to go. And they've liked Randy Gregory for a very long time. And they're wanting to give Randy Gregory the opportunities that they've given Taco. And then the third part about that is, what is the shape and condition that Robert Quinn comes back in and how he plays? Like, those things are important, because you may lose in 3-4 games, you may lose another guy. You never know who you might lose. You can go from having depth at a position and an injury or 2, and now you're depleted at that position. So he's been afforded, because of some suspensions, some injuries, a little bit. His lifeline has been extended. And
can he at Michigan? That's the first thing I read, and that knocked me off of him when this thing started before the draft. And they was reading as him a possible guy. And it read simply, at Michigan, it took him a while. It took him 2 years to understand the position and for him to play it. So that let me know that I don't know what the issue was, but why did it take so long? Right. Well, we know some of the issues he have over there, and football was not one of his priorities. So, but this year here, the guaranteed contract, but your last year, I think somebody said, hey, man, you may not be here. You got to really show. So the injury coming out of the mini camps and everything, he's healthy. Due to all the circumstances that this young man has mentioned, he found some momentum. Yeah. But can he grow, or will he become complacent again? If he become complacent again, Gregory better not come back, because he will be the first category, because you got to give Darius Armstrong a chance, because he's shown nothing but work ethic. You got a Kerry Hyder that's balling. you got to give him consideration. And Daniel Wise, I don't know what position he plays because everywhere he lined up last night, he's a young and upcoming, so you may want to, save a slot, see what's there. There's too many things that are happening, and I agree with you 100%. There's too many things that are happening for him to fall off.
Yeah. You mentioned a couple of guys, Hyder and Wise. You think either one or both of those guys make this squad?
Wise make the team. Both. I mean, Hyder make the team. Hyder is Tyrone Crawford. That's who Hyder is. He can play defensive end. He can play the 3 technique. I don't know if he can play the 1 because I don't know if he's that type of guy. But the other 2 positions he can play, and he can play at a high. What I'm looking for, Jesse. You can play that at a high rate. Mm-hmm. He balling, dog. Now Wise played last night because he got some momentum. Once the defensive line gets some momentum, they normally roll in the game. He was everywhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know where he fits because you still got Tristan Hill, who you want to get 4 or 5 reps. But I think Hyder has beat him for those reps, especially in the nickel situations.
And the great thing about you look at the way the game is going, right? We're going to a passing league.
Right.
And so everything is sped up. Everything we're going at a much higher pace. So if I got 7, 8, 9 guys that I can rotate in there, man, that does a wonder for when I get in the fourth quarter and I say, Tank, go get him. He's not gassed because he was able to get some relief throughout the game. And now I can say, now we're pinning our ears back.
Right.
Go get the quarterback. And now you have an offensive line who's not rotating out. And you have a defensive line who are fresh guys every time. And they can tell you as an offensive lineman, you're sitting up and you're saying, dang. Especially when you have quality, you never get up. If the offensive line never gets a break, he's bound to make a mistake. Lunging when you get tired, missing an assignment.
Trying to remember each player's weaknesses, strengths.
What are their spin moves? What kind of? So now you're waiting for that moment. If it's a tight game in the fourth quarter and you're going up against the Saints or the Packers or the Patriots, whatever, and I got fresh guys coming at you all day long, and that fourth quarter, that's when you want to have those guys say, fellas, go get them. Pin your ear back. Now we coming after them.
You got Quinn. That's a perfect world. You got Quinn. Who do you put? You got Malik Collins. Who do you put on that other side? You got D-Law. Who do you put at that fourth, the inside tackle position? You see them? Do you let Kerry Hyder do it? Do you let Taco Charlton do it? See, it's a plethora of guys.
Tyrone Crawford. Those guys can.
Who do you put there at that extra? And now, but during the game, these guys, Robert Quinn, Malik Collins, Tyrone Crawford, D-Law, these guys are not seeing but maybe 10, 15, 20 snaps. And I'm with him. It's when you get into the second quarter and it become grind time now when those same 15, 20 snaps, and I'm talking about in the fourth quarter, become elite.
Yeah.
One guy I haven't heard you mention in that rotation, Daniel Ross, is he in trouble?
I don't know. These guys have played so well, in practice. And I'm not just talking about the games because the games, first round, first team, second team, third team, depending on who you're playing, because everybody's doing a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah.
But in practice, I've seen all of these guys have good days.
Right.
Have good days. And but the one I've seen that has done it from minicamp is Kerry Hyder. I've seen him do this all summer long, starting this past offseason. Malik Collins stayed healthy, and I saw him in practice dominate a couple of times. So
Antoine Woods. We didn't even mention Antoine Woods.
But see, the reason I don't mention
Woodshed
him is because he does one thing, and one thing, just jam it up. He just jam up the run game. If it's 2nd and 10, he's jogging off the field.
Yeah.
If it's 2nd and 5, he may be jogging off the field.
But that is an important piece because where did the Cowboys get whooped last year?
In the middle, dog.
In the middle.
Because he was tired.
Exactly.
He was beat up physically, and he was tired. And so you take that same guy, cut it, because he's doing 35 and 40. He's a 30 snap and less guy.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't mention him before as the pass rushers. Because when you get into the fourth quarter, teams for some reason, if you don't have that great running back, they spreading you out.
Right.
And they saying, hey, let's best on best now. So
hearing you go through that list, I've been here 15 years. This may be because they're going to have to cut somebody that's good. That's going to make another team and probably start for another team.
Michael Jackson, Wise, maybe Ross.
This may be as deep as they have been since when you played at defensive line, because you're going to have to make some tough decisions because there's going to be some good players. They're going to have to and young and hungry. So Saturday's going to be interesting, man.
It is.
Speaking of young and hungry, all right. Now we're good. You were right. You caught me. I should not have moved on because we just had a great conversation. I got to get better at this hosting thing.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great.
Donovan Wilson, pretty sure he played his way onto this team. Can he start? You think he could?
First of all, what do you like about him?
Yeah.
And can he start?
Well, if you guys remember, if we go back to the show on Monday, that was my guy who I brought up. I said Donovan Wilson. He's athletic. Like when you watch him intercept the ball, it's not like one of those, I hope I catch it, right? It's like not one of those, like,
he ain't fighting rough.
No, he ain't fighting it. It's so smooth and it's so, now, if I'm mistaken, he's never played safety before. This is his first time playing safety. So that's the part where I go and I say, am I ready to put that much pressure on him right now? Because he's still learning the position. He played defensive back, but he's never played safety.
He was a rover type guy.
Right. And
college.
So now when you're talking about being in that position, you're essentially the quarterback for the DBs. You're calling the checks in the back end. You're doing all of that while Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees you're looking down the barrel of the gun at those guys getting ready to come at you. So I don't know if he's ready to be the starter right now. I think he's a rotational guy. As bad as I want to see this guy replaced, and I shouldn't feel that way, I don't. You got to go with the experienced guy in Heath. Because he and Xavier Woods, when they're back there, their ability to communicate to the other guys what we're seeing back here, what the changes that are being made, that is valuable in this passing league when you're going up against those top flight quarterbacks. Because you think for 1 second, Aaron Rodgers doesn't know there's a rookie back there?
Yeah.
And he's trying to find out, how can I get him in a situation where I can move him with my eyes, challenge him with 2 vertical routes, get him to jump one and go over his head? These guys see that. And so starting him off the gate, I think that may be a bit much, but getting him in the rotation eventually, so he gets himself acclimated to being in that position.
Let me tell you something, and it's so funny. Because Aaron Rodgers is so smart. That's one of my top.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, I know it's a run. I know it's a run, and come up there and stare down like he finna drop it.
Yeah.
You know what he reminds me of?
Wow.
If you ever play rec league softball, and you always had that one dude he could play every position, and he would just throw the ball behind his back when he pitched,
I had an uncle
or he
like
would
that.
catch it and he would
throw it between his legs.
Oh yeah,
I had an uncle like
could
that,
do
man.
anything. Aaron Rodgers, that guy that just walk up and just like, okay, what are we doing?
And the thing is, what Nate is saying is that he'll look at you and he knows it's a run, but he'll just, I want to see what he do.
Yeah, and he gonna stare you down, man.
He bit on that?
Yeah.
Okay, 3 plays later, I know what he's going to do.
I'm going right back to the same formation, same look, but this time, hey, Devontae Adams, check. We're going to do this.
He coming up in here, drop it right behind him.
We're going to save this for the week we play the Patriots.
Okay.
I want to dedicate a good part of the show just talking about playing for Belichick and Brady.
Oh.
And how that's maybe even the whole damn show one day during that week. I'm just really intrigued by how they're so different and have done it for so long. Is one better? Do they have to be together to be so successful? Could you separate them? Like, I really want to get into that one show. We'll save it, though.
Let me say this, man. And I bet you it's no different than Jimmy. When I played for Jimmy and Coach Wannstedt, because it was no different when LT them played for Belichick when
Parcells and the Giants.
Because I'm telling you, when he started telling y'all stuff, You talking about a dude that play percentages? I'm telling you, dog. And I'm saying no more. It's like being in Shreveport, baby. If you're a card shot, watch.
You know,
bro, we gonna say this because I promise you, I know what he's gonna say, bro.
Hell, we might need 2 days. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We might do a special show.
But now, promise me this, Jesse, that when you get through talking about the Patriots, you ain't ran off all of our listeners to Patriots land. I'm going with the Patriots now.
No, and we'll compare them, and I'll compare the two because I've played for the coach that's currently coaching the Cowboys right now, and I played for Bill Belichick, and I'll tell you the difference of why one is more successful than the other with lesser talent.
Yes. Yeah.
With lesser talent, I'm talking about from 1 to 53. Now, Tom Brady is different, but 1 to 53, the Cowboys will always have more talent than the Patriots.
Yeah. And you know what's so amazing? And that's what I try to tell people. I get in so many – people think I like the Patriots. People really think I love the Patriots.
You love good football.
I love a coach that says – and I tell high school coaches, y'all are the dumbest dudes in the world. And they like, how? I say, because that dude can only do 1 or 2 things, and you trying to –
listen, that is the Patriot way.
You know.
I'm telling that is I'll just tell you the first conversation I ever had with Bill Belichick. That I just landed in Cancun, Mexico.
Right.
And my agent called me and said, the Patriots want to work you out. I'm like, I'm in Mexico.
Right.
He said, well, you want me to call him back and tell him to do it on Monday? I said, you don't tell the Patriots you're going to do it on Monday. I don't have that much clout.
Right.
Redirect the fight. I come and do a workout. I get signed. I have a conversation with Bill Belichick, and he goes, here's what I'm looking for you to do. And he said, I'm looking for you to do this, and this. Can you do it? I said, yes. He said, I'll see you Monday. And
serious,
he's
man.
like, listen, you will have a job. Here's what your job responsibilities will be. Can you do that? Yes? I'll see you.
That's all I need. That's all I need.
And if he felt that you were like waffling in between and possibly not being able to do those, he'll go, he's not my guy.
Yeah. I'm sick, brother.
He's not my guy. That is the quintessential Patriot way.
Jimmy came to me, said, we picked playing our 5 best linemen. And he said, Nate. He went from Tua at the left. He went to Gogan at this. Another Gogan at this position. Stepnoski, the right guard. I can't think Giezik. And he said, "This is you, our right tackle." And I looked at it. I'm automatically saying Reggie White,
right.
This guy, that guy. I'm like, Coach. He said, "Yeah, you can do it." And he looked at me. And when you brought the word waffling.
Yeah.
That made me think. And I went to saying, but he says either that or the street.
Yeah.
I'm your right tackle. Brother, I'm telling you, a lot of people don't know the connection is Parcells helped Jimmy into the league and through a lot of little small things. Parcells helped Jimmy, and in turn, Jimmy has a connection with Belichick.
Bill Belichick.
And this goes deeper than what people think.
Yeah. It's all that Parcells coaching tree.
It's that 6 degrees of separation.
That's what it is, dog.
And by the way, if you're not watching this, you're just listening, go back and watch Nate's look whenever he was when he talked to Jimmy.
Yeah.
That's worth the time to go spend to watch that.
No, I'm telling you, because if Jimmy was anything like Bill Parcells, like you're sitting there talking and he's stoic.
Yeah.
And it's just straightforward. He's like, how you doing? Here's what we need. And he got right to it. It wasn't all this, how's your mom doing? It's nice weather outside. He got right to business. Because he's saying your answer is going to be yes, you can do it, or no, you can't. And if you say no, or if I feel like you can't, the next guy will be in here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to find someone who's going to fill this role.
Brother.
One way or another. Either it's going to be you
or the next guy. Wow. I saw Jimmy on the sideline during a game against the Giants. and the coach was laying into a player, and Jimmy watched it. When the player walked away, Jimmy laid into that coach. And I'm like, oh, wow, this. And Jimmy said, why would you ask him to do something he could not do?
Yeah.
He said, don't you ever do that. And I just laid to myself, wow. And so when I hear about Coach, and see, this is the difference. Belichick is no nonsense. Zero tolerance. Whereas Jimmy a little more animated, and he'll let you in a little bit. You see what I'm saying with the media. Whereas that's what I love about him, man. He's consistent. If you're consistent, and that's all players ask for, whether you like him or not. He's consistent.
Know what you're going to get every day. That's just like real life. If a boss is a good boss, it's because a lot of times it's the same guy every day, whether he's having a bad day or not, is what I'm getting when I'm coming to work.
Yeah.
All right,
Doug, so you have any stories?
Not about Jimmy.
How about Belichick?
Not about Belichick. Back
Bro, we can't wait to that.
Man,
Patriot Week
that's
gonna be sweet.
Oh,
that's gonna be a lot of
Because
fun.
you know why? Because I hate this. Patriot Week gonna really be Patriot Week.
Right? We'll make sure it's not.
Okay.
We'll just mix it in.
You can't because it's too close.
I'll weave some cowboy stuff in there.
Okay, that's all we have.
Yeah, we'll weave some cowboy stuff in there.
I mean, we got 5 days.
And please don't kill our coach too bad because it is a major difference. It's called like 9 Super Bowls.
No, it's a major difference.
Yeah, it's a major difference. It is. Yes, it is.
Real quick before we go, one or two guys that you like that you're worried may not make this team. Or just a guy that's been around. Because we were on the field last night after the game, and I told a couple of people that I work with, I was like, take this in because there's a lot of guys. There's some guys on this team that we've known 3, 4, 5 years that this is the last time you'll see them. It's not like when somebody quits their job.
Want me to blow or you go first? Which one?
Go ahead.
Kayvon Frazier may be in trouble.
I'm worried.
Yeah.
I'm worried about that because he's such a good dude and he's a role player and special teams guy, but got a lot of young guys that can do the same thing he's been doing.
Wow. You got a guy?
Yeah, for me, it's going to be Jalen Guyton. And I had a chance to know Jalen a little bit because a friend of mine, Tashard Choice, used to be a running back here. Was at UNT coaching there. And so I would always go up there and hang out with the receivers. And then when he came over here, kind of that connection was there. And it's just about opportunity. It's about opportunity. And sometimes you miss your window.
Yes.
And there's times, especially now when guys are sitting out some days or hurt or whatever, you got one opportunity to catch the coach's eye. And that can go from being nothing to Devin Smith. Because we weren't talking about Devin Smith at the beginning of the training camp.
Bruh.
It was all Reggie Davis. It was all John V. Johnson.
Yep.
We didn't hear about Devin Smith. And then one opportunity came about. Some guys were down. Some guys were out. He starts showing up in practice. And all of a sudden, you go from not being talked about at all to you might be the 5th or 6th receiver on this team.
And and some people don't let the coaches down, like Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
He did not let the coaches down. Donovan Wilson did not let the coaches down. And so if you did have a chance, it came down to if another guy was injured. And at the wide receiver position, John V. Johnson, whatever happened to him, cannot say, man,
It's on national TV.
Yeah.
You can't say, I ain't get a chance. Oh, yes, you did.
More than what we got.
Yes,
more
you
than what
did.
me and Jesse got.
Oh, yes, you did. And you literally dropped it.
Yeah.
Starting with the blue-white scrimmage.
You literally dropped it, literally and figuratively.
Doug, you got a guy before we go? Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jesse.
I do like Weber.
Yeah. Okay.
We all do. Practice squad does wonders. Jesse just explained.
I don't dare say he's going to make the team or anything, but
it's practice
I think
squad,
he's
bro.
flashed a few times. He's looked interesting.
Jordan Chung, he's flashed a lot.
Yeah.
You think he'll get through to the practice squad, Jordan Chung?
Depending on what they do with Zeke, he might make this team.
So we should have that 53.
Depending on what they do with Zeke's not here.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Alfred. I'm thinking Pollard. Chun.
You kicked out Darius Jackson. Yeah. You deleted him.
Yeah.
Deleted him.
You deleted Darius. Man, I wish we had a little more time. I really did because, man, I would like to see how Jesse's thinking on that because he's brought some perspective, y'all, that me as an offensive lineman ain't going to bring. And so that I can expound or disagree. But, bruh, banging, dog. So who do we get rid of? We got to cut somebody. I mean, just for the fun of it.
Me and you?
Don't cut me. I just got to pay.
Oh, you're talking about somebody on the team. I thought you were talking about from the show already.
That's from the show, so Kurt and I are, so we are.
We got a spot.
We got a spot. Yeah, we got a spot.
All right, man. Well, Monday we will come back. We will have our roster set. We will be regular. I think we're probably going around 2 o'clock because we'll have time to go to the locker room.
Is that good with you?
That works.
Okay, all right.
2 o'clock. And then, but we'll know. You just check the website. Thank you guys for.
Want to be nice, but two is precise.
We'll figure it out. We'll see. Maybe we can make one work. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see
if we can. If we can't, hey, like I told you the other night, hey, I work now. I'm not an independent contractor like I used to be.
It's time to be ball, baby.
It's a job now.
Thank you, Douglas. Thank you, William. Thank you, Caden. Thanks, Jesse. Thanks, Nate.
Caden still with us?
I don't know.
We released him.
I don't know. We'll see. I'll just keep saying his name all year, no matter what. We'll be back Monday. Have a great weekend. Hanging with the boys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?